Hello there, I'm Sarah, your natural endometriosis expert. Welcome to my podcast. This is the place to be for information, advice and tips on managing your endometriosis naturally. I've been managing my own endo now successfully for about 20 years, and I've been running my own therapy business since 2008, helping others to do the same. If you're curious to cut through all the noise and rubbish that's out there and learn the key to managing endometriosis with minimal reliance on drugs and surgery, then this is the only podcast you'll need. Let's get started. Hello there, this week's podcast is just a bit of, again, a catch-up from last week's podcast, like I did last week. I just wanted to clarify something because I've had a couple of people contact me regarding something that I said in the last podcast, which was essentially that you still have menstrual cycles after menopause. Yes, so let me clarify, just a brief clarification. So when you go through menopause, so when you are classed as postmenopausal when your periods have stopped for 12 months. So if you haven't had a period for 12 months, then you are postmenopausal, which means you have been through your menopause. Now, quite often, if it's a textbook menopause, quite often that just means that your body has stopped producing the estrogen and the progesterone that it requires to essentially ovulate. So you won't have the same ups and downs in your estrogen and progesterone as you do pre-menopause. Actually, not necessarily all of pre-menopause, but in your fertile years, let's say, because don't forget, menopause is a transition, be that a natural one or one that you've had induced. It's the same as our period starting. So before your period started, you didn't have the same fluctuation in estrogen and progesterone that we do in our fertile years. The whole point, or not the whole point, but one of the biggies around our menstrual cycles in our fertile years is obviously to ovulate. It's to produce the eggs that will go on to procreate. Pre-periods and post-periods, we don't have the same need for estrogen and progesterone that we do in our fertile years. So those naturally drop, and it is a natural drop. It's a natural rebalancing of our hormones as we go into this post-menopausal stage. But that doesn't mean to say that our hormones disappear completely. Just because our bleeding stops doesn't mean that our hormones disappear. We still have them. The main hormones, in inverted commas, are functioning at lesser levels. So we can still have hormonal imbalances post-menopause. For some women, it takes years for the hormones to get back to that natural, or not get back, but to get to that post-menopausal balance, the same way as starting periods seem to impact some girls, some women harder than others. Some women started their periods without a second look. Other women had hormonal physical shifts more than others. Exactly the same with the menopause. But essentially what's happening is your body is changing its function. We go from being fertile, we go from being ready and able and willing, maybe not, to conceive. And even when you've got things like endometriosis, fibroids and things, when conception maybe is a bit harder, or if you choose not to have children for whatever reason, your body is still producing or trying to produce the hormones as if you were about to have babies, essentially. So when we go into that post-menopause, again, whether you be surgically or chemically induced, our bodies then don't need the estrogen and progesterone at the same level as we do now. It doesn't have the same cycle because we don't need to ovulate, but we still have hormones. We still have a cycle, albeit not as pronounced or not as spiky, if you will, as in our fertile years. So I hope that clears that up. Because of this, you absolutely can still have hormone imbalance after menopause. So theoretically, it won't be as spiky, let's say. It won't be as imbalanced as it is in our fertile years, but again, everybody's different, because especially if you've gone through treatment for endo or for cancer, or anything that has induced an early menopause, then your body may not transition as easy as it would have done had it been a natural transition. Equally, if you're struggling naturally with your menopause, then it may take some time for those hormones just to, and I don't want to say settle because it makes it sound as if they're doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. It's not. It's just maybe taking you a bit longer just for your body to readjust to the fact that you don't need the estrogen and progesterone like you did. It's all natural. It's all a natural process, albeit it might feel like the most unnatural thing sometimes. But yeah, that's just to clarify that we do still have hormones after menopause. They just might not be as impactful, but they could be for some women. So if you are struggling, don't worry. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just that your body is taking a bit longer to get used to the transition. But do speak to your GP if you're worried about this or about anything that I talk about. These podcasts aren't designed to be a replacement for speaking to your GP, but hopefully you can get some reassurance in my words. So wherever you are on your journey, again, I wish you all the best and good luck. You absolutely have got this. Our bodies are fabulous things. If you don't love your body, try and love your body, because that is an amazing way of reducing a lot of your symptoms as well. Just reconnect with that body. And again, if you need any help doing that, then you know where I am. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of people like me out there who can help as well. So you don't have to do this by yourself, but you have absolutely got this. Good luck. It's too done, boo. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I really hope that you found this podcast helpful. If you did, please hit follow so you can listen to more, and please also share it with anyone else who you think will benefit. And don't forget, if you're looking for women's health treatments, workshops or support within your workplace, you can find all of my services, including our monthly virtual clinic, over at www.healthywomenshealth.com. I'll see you next time.